With Fraud being a couple of months old now, everyone's wondering what's next. Obviously, Treachery is the final layer, but what is it actually going to have? Before we start, please keep in mind the only people who actually know what's going to be in Treachery is Hakita and his team at New Blood, so please take this all with a grain of salt. But if we look at the patterns in the last two finale layers, we can theorize what's going to be in Treachery. For starters, it's only going to have 2 levels. You can see both of them grayed out right now in the menus. 9-1 will probably be a hard level, a little longer than most levels, not anything like Fraud's length. 9-2 should be a boss fight, most likely being the final Gabriel fight. It's been a bit, so it'll be nice to hear Gianni cuss me out for being better than him. We should finally be getting the Golden Arm. Now, what it is, no idea, but we should get it at some point in these levels. I wouldn't expect any new enemies. Gluttony and Heresy didn't add any, they both just ramped up the difficulty. The P3 door will also be in one of these 2 levels, tucked away somewhere hidden. We should also be getting more than 5 tracks, and they will be bangers. Ever since the very first level in Act 3, Hell has been talking to V1. We already know Hell is sentient and alive from the P2 ARG. Anytime you see this red text spaced out like this, that's Hell. And in 7-1, in this book, that's where it starts. And it talks to V1 saying,
"The world is your canvas, so take up your brush and paint the world red."
That's not the last time Hell encourages V1 to kill. It tells V1 to feed the trees in 7-3, and again in 8-2 there's a book that encourages V1 that reads,
"I see to you, son of soul, eat, yearn for more, over and over, until all that remains is the knowledge that this was all your fault."
Hell wants V1 to keep killing. Hell sees V1 as entertainment for it. In almost every level in Fraud, if we try to touch the ceiling, you're blocked. And you can see the same stage from the end of 8-4. Hell is putting on a show for itself. It applauds us, it laughs at us, it's even made posters for us. It's the reason enemies appear out of nowhere, why doors close on us. It's been here since the start of the game, and its influence has only gotten stronger. What Hell wants is unclear, but it does hunger. At the end of the P2 ARG, after killing the person writing the message, it says,
"Another dies. Bring me more. I hunger."
So, that's all we have to go off of with motive. Maybe it does just want to watch something interesting and violent. Lucifer has been brought up a couple of times now. God talks about the story of when he cast him down. He describes him as an angel so bright and beautiful. Lucifer asked him, why should humanity have eternal suffering? In a moment of weakness and fear, God cast him into hell, and once he realized what he had done, he wept. Hell speaks of Lucifer in a different way, more of a plaything or a prisoner, saying,
"Lucifer, my love, I shall give to you all the agonies that can exist, and many that cannot."
V1 is now quickly becoming Hell's new favorite, and may not even need Lucifer anymore. It's possible by the time we make it to Treachery, Lucifer might be dead. Going back to Gabriel, he doesn't have much time left. The council stripped him of the Father's light and told him he only has a day to live. He's on a timer, so unless the council is lying about that, he's gonna die whether we fight him or not. I wouldn't want the game to end without another Gabriel fight, so hopefully he doesn't expire or Hell gets to him first. Now what about actual gameplay of Treachery? ULTRAKILL is inspired by Dante's Inferno, but not one-to-one. Hakita has said in an interview, "I have never really read the Divine Comedy. ULTRAKILL's Hell isn't strictly based on Dante's Inferno as much as inspired by it. When I need ideas, I usually look up what the Divine Comedy does, and then use that as inspiration for my version, i.e. the punishment of lust is harsh winds. So ULTRAKILL's lust takes place high up in the air where the wind is cold and harsh. So if we look at Treachery in Dante's Inferno, it's described as a cold, frozen wasteland, with a river running through it called the Cocytus. It's broken up into 4 smaller rings, each freezing sinners more and more, mattering on what they did. Each ring is for a different type of betrayal. Betrayal of family, betrayal of country, betrayal of guests, and the final being betrayal of faith. This is where Lucifer's body is in prison, and it's constantly torturing Judas. Now, with only 2 levels, Hakita might combine some of them. With humanity being wiped out, it's possible that Lake Cocytus has grown in size similar to the river Styx in Wrath, and the first 3 rings are grouped together into a betrayal of humanity. The last ring being betrayal of faith, where Gabriel will be, as he has now betrayed the Father and his faith. We might even see some enemies frozen, and that'll be some sort of unique mechanic to Treachery where enemies are harder to kill, because they are frozen. Maybe you could use fire to negate that. I assume there's also going to be ice, and V1 and enemies will slide on it, similar to 0-E. Aesthetics wise, if violence is supposed to be a representation of the final war, and fraud being the new peace, maybe treachery will be a representation of humanity's extinction. Maybe we'll see destroyed earth movers, destroyed cities, corpses piled high, and just overall everything looking dead. Hikita could also do none of this, so I wouldn't expect P3 to drop with Treachery. I think that's the update after this, but I do think 8-S will be added along with Treachery. What Fraud's secret level is, who knows, it could be anything. I'm personally hoping for a Stanley Parable parody, but I could just see it being straight up Portal now that we actually have portals in the game. I doubt we'll get any encores, but it would be a nice surprise. If you go into the encore menu, it says that the rest will be added after a post-release update, so it seems we'll have to wait a bit for the rest. Again, we'll finally know what the golden arm does. The only time V1 gets a new arm is after a boss fight. So if Gabriel is the final boss of the lair, what can we use the arm on? It makes you think, is there going to be something after Gabe, or is it just really going to be for the encores in P3? Looking back at the last couple of updates, I'd say we can expect Treachery this year. Most of the updates take around 7 to 10 months to come out, but since this may be a smaller update, only having 2 or 3 levels, it could be even shorter. 7 to 10 months after Fraud puts us between September to December, so fingers crossed we can get Treachery this year. But yeah, that's about it. I'm really excited to see the end of the game. It's one of my favorite games of all time. It does suck that it's coming to an end soon, but at the same time, I'm really excited to see the ending. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video. Leave a like and subscribe if you want, and I hope you have a lovely day.